How do we get to the place of the greatness of God in us? How do we understand who we truly are and that eternal greatness that's in us? How he leads us to our greatness. It's purification by persecution. And understand that's coming from a place of grace and love of our Father. Because he does not penalize us for our mistakes. And he sends us places to only purify us to a better place and to get closest to the greatness that he created us to be. Dad, we're not going through this trial for nothing, this tribulation for nothing. God is trying to take us to a place to receive a blessing that's waiting for us. So picture yourself on a staircase. I don't know, I have this thing about stairs. It seems like you can keep climbing and it never stops. There is no ending place. But picture yourself on a staircase and you're somewhere in between. And at the top of the staircase represents the greatness of God in you. The authentic you, the one he created you to be, the one that was purified through trials and persecution. And the bottom represents the person who's affected by life and you've been brought to a place without the power of God and his anointing. So when you understand what life is without God and what life is with God, you understand you're somewhere in the middle of that staircase. And he's trying to bring you to the top, to the greatest you can be, the greatest you he created you to be. No longer are you persecuted or being persecuted, you're being purified. And I need you to change the mindset of that. So when you're going through something, when you're being challenged, when things aren't really going your way, today or for a minute or for an hour, understand there's a purpose behind it. And it's a God purpose. And it's God's heart that you would succeed and move through and conquer where you are in that place at that time. We have a measure of the greatness of God in us. And we continue to trip over things that make no sense. Really, we could tend to trip over whether people like us or not. We continue to trip over whether we get a raise on our job. I mean, I can go on and on with the things that we continue to trip over. And we seem to lost our understanding of not only who we are, but the greatness of God in us. And God is such a loving Father that he leads us to that greatness so we can be who we were created to be, regardless of the silly things that we do. God is still right there, leading us to a place of greatness that he created us to be.